like, well, this can't happen. The government will never let that happen in this country. And they truly believe that. And they don't realize that the government is doing it,
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I've heard that, that exact quote, oh, the government would never let that happen.
No, not in this country.
Yeah. So it's going to be a major wake-up call, but there are those of us who are working to prevent it and working to do something about it. And I'm proud to be part of this project. We are going to make it happen. Failure is not an option.
No, it's not an option. It's something we have to do. Not just for us, but for thousands of other people that'll see us, and see what's happening. And see us, we're not going to go hungry. Our children are not going to go hungry. They're not going to go without shoes, All during the Depression, I think I had one pair of shoes in 5 years. And, your feet grow when you're little. And I don't know how I did it, but I managed when I'd get dressed up, I'd have that pair of shoes on, no matter how bad it hurt. But I was one of the lucky ones. I had a pair.
Right. Well, we've got our top of the hour break. We'll be gone for a couple of minutes here. We've got national news to share with you. But stay tuned. We'll be back with another hour. Please give us a call, 800-259-5791. We'll be right back. They're coming to America. I've got a dream I want to share with you where everybody is allowed to do whatever they want as long as they are not hurting somebody else or violating their private property. And that's the way Linda and I and several people are going to make the situation when we relocate to this Texas county. Linda, I want to spend the rest of this hour talking about my role as sheriff. I also want to ask my listening audience to help me. I was told that there is a 2-volume book which is like the gold standard on what powers and responsibilities a sheriff has. It is called Anderson on Sheriffs, which is, plural for sheriff. Amazon.com shows Volume 1 is out of stock and may not be back in stock. I'm told there are 2 volumes. I've been doing my internet search. If anybody has access to the 2 volumes called Anderson on Sheriffs, I'm desperate to get a copy. I want to make sure that I know all of the responsibilities that I would be assuming if and when I get elected. Linda, you'll be very pleased to know that nobody I've mentioned this to thinks it's a crazy idea.
That's what surprised me. Nobody that I've mentioned it to, usually when I start something, they say, that'll never work. That's the first thing you get. And this is never, that has not come up yet. So
it almost scares me that everybody is so excited about it.
I know. It's like, oh, my God, what have we done here?
Well, it may be the right plan at the right time. And, hopefully we have, as many of the right people as we need to make this happen. We haven't had any callers during the first hour, but I've gotten a couple of email about the topic. And, one person says they are very excited about the Free County Project. He says, if I move there, I'd like to be a deputy.
There you go. Tell them everybody's got to be a deputy.
Yeah. Well, this is the 4th person that I have that I've mentioned to that would be willing to put on a uniform and be a deputy sheriff with me. I would certainly need to have people around me that I trust, and these are not just people who you want to be like Barney Fife, walk around having
not the macho men.
No, these are people who are very, very serious.
Yeah.
They have I know them to be dedicated to liberty already, and they would be literally, stepping up to assume the responsibility, because it's a fairly large chunk of area, and I'm not sure exactly, how I would get from one corner of the county to the other if I had to be there in a hurry, but it would definitely be a challenge. So let's talk a little bit about the way we envision the county after, a year or so of, all of this happening. The Constitution would be strictly enforced.
Right.
The government would be there to protect the life, liberty, and private property of the people, and that's all.
That's it. That's the main thing right there is, you work all your life, and you shouldn't have to worry about losing everything you own because you missed a payment on your tax. Or, I don't know, there's just no reason for all the worry. It shouldn't be. You should own your own land. You shouldn't have to pay property taxes. That's yours. But yet we do.
Yeah, starting tomorrow, we're going to start a multi-week series. Every Tuesday, we're going to have Daryl Shamley here teaching us about all that. None of us can know all of the information.
Right.
But Daryl's website, houroftheTime.com, is dedicated to that. And he has very graciously agreed to be here for a series of Tuesdays to teach a class over the radio.
Well, that's great. I'll be listening.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll be listening and making notes.
Yeah.
Daryl has already sent me some information that I haven't had a chance to read yet. Hopefully to begin my learning process and all that. Now, one of the things that we talked about during that very first conversation was, as the sheriff, one of my responsibilities would be to promote the Constitution, and I would send a letter to the President, the Department of Homeland Security, all of the other federal agencies that I could think of, explaining to them that the Constitution is not an option, that this is a constitutional republic of law by the people, and that these federal agencies would not be welcome in the county without an explicit invitation.
That's what it's going to take. And just think, if you did that, well, there's two sheriffs in Arizona that have done the same thing.
Yes.
Not that to that extent, but they have refused access to the county to the IRS. Because the IRS was kicking people out of their homes. They said, no, we're not doing that. It has to be gone through our law in this state. It's not, you don't come in and throw somebody out of their house, and we're not helping you, and you're not welcome here. And it worked. And I was just reading today where the Supreme Court upheld one of the sheriff's stand. So he was right. And there's several other sheriffs out there working towards this goal, but they just haven't quite made it yet. I think they really don't have a handle on what their duties can be.
Well, after the debacle up at Ruby Ridge, Idaho, the sheriff made that announcement that the FBI and the other federal agencies were not allowed in Idaho without an escort. A little bit late. I mean, the horse had already left the barn in that respect. Yeah. But certainly, this would not, people might consider me to be a little bit outrageous, but that is not. It won't be the first time that's been done. Let's go to Michigan and take our first caller. Dave, welcome. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Linda for her efforts at supporting Ron Paul. That's wonderful. I think most of your listeners did, but it's great that she made such an effort to do that. So thank you for that.
Well, you're more than welcome. I did my best. I think if we'd all done a little more, we probably would have made it. I don't know.
Well, I think it would take a lot more. There's too many people in the country that don't understand that we have a Constitution and don't understand how vitally important it is, and they simply won't vote for people like Ron Paul who would restore it. But
well,
I think
they don't want it. A lot of people don't actually want it because that would entail them having to give up some of their power.
Yeah. Well, politicians, yeah, that's for sure. I mean, even among the average people, though, I think there are too many folks who think that, well, I guess it's that old story, freedom requires responsibility, and that's why people don't want it.
Dave, you got about 30 seconds.
Okay, well,
we'll hold you over that.
Okay. Well, with regard to the county project, I think it's a good idea. I got to agree, New Hampshire was too big, but the county idea could work, especially if there's not all that many people there now.
It's not going to could work; it will work.
Yeah. Michael, you could probably, if I decided to go there, you could count me as part of the posse, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, don't go away, Dave. We're going to bring you back after the commercial break. We got 4 minutes. The phone lines are still open. Give us a call, 800-259-5791. This is happening now. Don't be the last one on the lifeboat.